Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something kind of fun. This past weekend, they had an event out in Southern California called SoCal SpringFest 2025. And if you remember SpringFest, it used to be called LX SpringFest back in the day. It went on for like 15 years. And it was the biggest gathering of Dodge Chargers, Dodge Challengers, Dodge Magnums, and 300s on the planet. And it started out in like a hotel parking lot and grew so big that it actually took over the whole exterior parking lot of Auto Club Speedway. Unfortunately, when COVID happened, 2020 was the last year that this event went on, and it kind of got put on a 5-year hiatus, mainly because Auto Club Raceway got tore down, and they didn't have an actual place to put this event on. So what they did for this year was John Fraterno, who is the guy who was the founder of the event. You might know him as One Fat Chance on Instagram and different social media groups. He decided that he was going to bring it back, and they went back to basics. They actually got a hotel out in Lake Forest, California, I believe it was, and they put on a small event. And when I mean small, they still had a couple hundred cars there, but they did it by invitation. Basically, you had to sign up and make sure that you had the right cars and stuff to come out there, because they were limited to space. But they went back to the grassroots of the whole event. And one thing that was really important about these events back in the day was Dodge was very involved with these events, meaning like they would bring ride-in drives. They did what they called basically color clinics. And what the color clinics were was they brought auto forms out, and sometimes they bring like maybe 8, sometimes they bring like 20 different colors out, and they would have their fans, the people who own the Dodge Chargers, Challengers, and Magnums, and 300s and all that, actually give feedback on these colors that they were looking at bringing to their lineups. And the funny thing is we've seen a lot of the colors actually make it into production. Now, they come out with crazy names for these colors, and a lot of times we don't see the actual colored names come out with the color. So like, for example, back in 2020, they had the color called Black Eye. Now, Black Eye obviously got its color name from punching somebody in the eye, where it turns like to a purplish blue. That color did come to production, but it was known as Hellraisin. We've seen colors like Cinnamon Stick. We've seen colors like Frostbite, Fraterno's Gold, which was later called Gold Rush. Fraterno's Gold was named after John Fraterno, of course. So there's a lot of different colors that have come from these color events over the years, and it's kind of fun. Sometimes, like I said, the colors, get different name changes and stuff, but they still make it into production. So this year, with the event coming back out, the Stellantis product design team, or product design office, in the Dodge Design Studio brought out 8 different colors to showcase the new Dodge Charger, because you got to remember, this is the first new Dodge Charger in 20 years. So they wanted to get customer feedback on some possible new colors for the future. Now, we could see these colors as soon as next year. We could see them 2-3 years down the road. We don't know. But nonetheless, they gave us a huge spectrum of the rainbow. We got yellows, we got greens, we got blues, we got like orangish reds, we even got a pink color. But I figured we'd take a look at them. Anthony Carter, who is another huge Mopar guy, he is the founder of the LX and Beyond Nationals, was actually out there, and he was nice enough to send me over pictures because I couldn't attend the event. But he actually sent me pictures of the color clinic, and then we're going to actually show later on Mopar Insiders and on here the special edition cars that they showed. So we're going to see the 4-door Dodge Charger Daytona for sure. We're going to see some the new stripe package in real life, and we're going to see some other graphics that they've come out with for the Dodge Charger. So that will be in a different video. But anyways, I figured we go through the colors, and you guys can kind of, see what the color is, get some kind of feedback on it, and maybe in the comments below, leave me what your favorite color is, because I'm having a hard time between a few of them. So the first color we're going to look at is called the King. Now, if you notice, this is a very light blue color. There's no metallic to it at all. But if you know who the King is, it's obviously Richard Petty, the 7-time NASCAR champion. He has had a huge Dodge connection and Mopar connection over the years. There was only 1 year where his dad did run Oldsmobiles for a while, but he ran Plymouths mostly in his early career. And then in 1969, he jumped to Ford for 1 year because the Dodge Charger Daytona was dominating the tracks and Ford was actually still killing it. And the only reason why he went back to Plymouth was he told them, I want a wing car like the Dodge Charger Daytona. So they built the Plymouth Superbird. But Petty Blue has always been a very popular color, and this is kind of their take on Petty Blue. Obviously, it's not exactly Petty Blue, but it's very close to it. So you get this kind of baby blue kind of color with very gloss. There's no metallic at all, and it looks very sharp. The second color we get to see is called Cha-ching. Now, when I seen this color, the first thing I thought about was Alfa Romeo's Montreal green. It looks very similar to it. It's a very metallic, dark green color. And obviously Cha-ching meaning cash, like cash register. That's how it gets its name. But this car color actually looks really good. I've always been a fan of green cars. I had a forest green Dodge Durango as one of the first vehicle I ever bought. I just always loved dark green, and I think this looks really good, especially on this Autoform. The third color is going to be a favorite of a lot of people. This is called Rizzberry. Now, Rizzberry kind of looks like a very glossy version of of the Panther pink color that we come to love from the 1970s. And it's very bright, very vivid. And I think a lot of people will absolutely love this color if it comes out onto the Dodge Charger. Onto the Dodge Charger. So I think that will be a very popular color. I know obviously women will love it, but there's guys who love the pink cars, and we know that the high impact Panther pink Moulin Rouge cars are not just the rarest cars that are out there, but they bring in some big money and they have a huge following for even men. So this color really stood out to me. It's one of my favorites for sure. The next color we'll go to is this it's a gloss, kind of a tan with a light green hint to it, and it's called Dope. Now, I don't need to tell you why it's called Dope, but obviously it gets its name from why it looks this color. But, you can kind of say, hey, that car looks dope. So, nonetheless, it's kind of a cool color, kind of different from the spectrum that we were used to seeing. I think it's not my favorite, but I think it would be really cool to see this kind of color. It's almost like a bone kind of color with a green hint to it. So it's totally different. It's something really drastically different that we're not used to. The very next color is another very vivid color, and this is called Ghost Pepper. Now, Ghost Pepper is a reddish orange color that's very bright. It's not like Go Mango, which has, a reddish orange hue to it, but it's kind of more of a darker color. This one's very vivid, and I really like this color. It stands out a lot. Obviously, it gets its name from the ghost pepper that we see in hot sauce and stuff like that, and it kind of has that Tabasco look to it, and I just absolutely love this color. I think it would be really killer as a high-impact color on the new Dodge Charger. The next color we can see is called Roasted. Now, roasted, kind of like roasted peanuts, it has this very metallic color to it. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I first looked at it, I was like, The more I look at this Autoform, the more I love this color. It looks very upscale. It has like a copperish brown hue to it. But if you look close, it's very metallic. Like very metallic. So I think this thing would be a huge hit for those that want something very different. It has that copper look to it. It's kind of like those 70 retro colors, but modern. And I think this thing would be a huge hit if it hit the market as a new color on the Dodge Charger Daytona or Charger SIXPACK. The very next color. This color here is called Get Kraken. Now, obviously, everybody knows what a Kraken is. It's that giant, colossal sea creature, the octopus from the ocean. And when I seen this color, I thought, hey, that looks a lot like B5 Blue. But if you look at B5 Blue has a little bit of metallic. This Get Kraken is like really metallic-y. It's almost as metallic like as I would say granite crystal. So it's really sharp. It kind of stands out as like a B5 Blue kind of color. I think the people who like B5 Blue will really love this color. but it's a lot different than B5 Blue. It's very much more metallic-y. I know it's hard to kind of tell on the computer screen, but I blew it up and I looked at it, and it's got a lot of metallic flake to it. So if you like metallic paint, you're going to love Get Kraken. Now the last color that we're going to be talking about. This color stands out big time, and I'm going to be honest with you. My favorite color, my favorite high-impact color is Sublime. So when I seen this color, I was like, wow. Now, this is a lot different than Sublime. It's not as green as Sublime. This has more of a, like that national safety yellow, kind of highlighter yellow color added to it. And it's got kind of a metallic finish to it. So it's totally different than Sublime, but it's called Finish Lime. Kind of a play on Finish Line. I know, very simple, but I like the name and I love this color. To me, if I had to pick between, I would say I would really want to see Finish Lime, Ghost Pepper, and I really like Rizzberry. Rizzberry and Roasted. Those 4 colors just stand out big time. The King is a cool color. I really like that too. But we have so many blues and stuff on the cars now. I would love to see these very vivid, bright colors come back. But here's the question. What would you like to see? You know, I know a lot of you guys didn't get a chance to go out there and see these in person. I know it's hard to kind of see over the computer screen, but I figured, what would you guys pick? So leave your comments down below. I'm kind of curious to see. And again, you can go and read more about these colors on Mopar Insiders. I did a whole article about it earlier today. But you can check it out. And again, give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of stuff. We're going to do more about the graphics packages that they had out there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.